And as far as philosophy is a footnote to Plato, it has investigated the concepts of good, beauty, and truth as the same thing, or it has operated under that compass as it's an aesthetic compass that forms the ground for the ethical and practical speculations. And in as far as that is the case, this Platonic philosophy has come to a conclusion with the unification of these two concepts, these three sort of paradigmatic positive values in a operative principle, which was built from the will to power, which in itself does not hold these things like good, beauty, and truth to be of any significance. In its basically, the logos does not suggest this. In the end, if we draw the consequences of the logic, we have to arrive at conclusions about values and about how standards come to rule all willing to power. And in this sense, self-valuing reflects the aesthetic component of the will to power, which is essential to any kind of form or duration the will to power may attain. It needs to form an image of itself, basically. That does not mean let's say, not a conceptual or conscious image, but a reflection of itself within its operational self, from which ultimately our own egos and our notions as humans are formed. Basically, a thing can only be permanent if it reflects on itself by its own actions. And Plato was one who realized this and set a marker for, well, let's say he put some stones in the field on which we could orient our attempts to set ourselves in the field as a stone, as a fixed, as a permanent thing, as a hammer imposed on being, on becoming, of course, the hammer of being imposed on becoming. I'm delighted to have some new words written by Bill or Commander Merlin at my disposal now. This certainly is going to refuel the whole project, give us a lot of extra time to unfold.